Are you ready? I said, are you ready? You are listening to Voice of the Fans Sportscast, brought to you by none other than the voices of the fans. Discussing football, basketball, news, trending topics. The one-stop shop for all things sports. Voice of the Fans Sportscast. Hosted by none other than Ben Swift Reynolds, Taylor Gatwood, 100% RC, Professor Damian Flowers, and Tyler Wright.
Hey guys, I'm your host, Ben Swift Reynolds. Welcome to Voice of the Fan Sportscast. We are presented by Pod Squad Network. Y'all can catch those guys over there on YouTube on Thursdays night. What's going on, guys? How y'all doing today? It's been a busy day for me, though. It's been a busy day. Dealing with the allergies, pollen, and all that. Oh, my word. I can't stand spring because it just mess up my science and stuff. But other than that, everything been good. Oh yeah, we did have bad weather this past weekend, but it didn't get too crazy. A couple cities were hit by tornadoes here in Mississippi. But prayers up to their families and friends. But we're going ahead and dive into it. If y'all new to the show, go ahead and do something for me. Like and subscribe. Sharing family and friends, I appreciate the support. Hey, Joyful Connection, how you doing today? Happy Monday. So we're here to talk about some sports, and that's what we're going to do. We're going to dive into it. I have this video to show y'all. The Lakers and Suns did play last night. So we're going to catch a little highlights from it.
You're not getting out of the playoffs, you know that. Hey, you told him that, so you missed. You never missed. I never been open so much in my life.
So the Lakers, they pretty much controlled the game throughout. The score is 107 to 96. And the Lakers, man, without LeBron, they dominate the Suns. And a lot of people been questioning the Sun effort, their desire to play basketball, because they always coming up short. They always seem like they not prepared when they play against these certain teams, right? And the Lakers didn't have LeBron. So I can't imagine how it would be, especially in that game, if the Lakers did have LeBron. I'm pretty sure the game probably been put out of reach at that point. But a lot of people are talking about the Suns because, there was rumors that KD was going to get traded. He shot down a trade back to the Warriors. I don't know why. Maybe he just want to get out that shadow of like, hey, he can't win without those guys, Curry and Draymond. Maybe that's the reason why he didn't want to go back to Golden State. He just didn't want to relive that drama they had over there. But the Suns gonna have to do something. Man, this team lack effort, lacking defense. The coaching don't seem to fit. The coaching strategies and stuff. It just seemed like they need to wipe the slate, keep Devin Booker, trade KD to whoever he want to go to. Maybe what's a good team? Maybe Timberwolves, maybe Nuggets, or somebody like that. Ship him out and see can he get some reps somewhere else, because a lot of people have been talking about how he might be over the hill. What Skip Bayless came out and said he mentally washed, or he's washed. And I don't think that's the case because in that game versus Lakers, he still put 21. He's still capable of player to score points and everything. It just is not a right fit for them, right? It's just not a right fit. So maybe the Suns can look at something in the offseason or about moving players. Cause Bill, he's there to stay. He said, hey, he getting paid, he happy, whatever. And Booker, maybe they can bring in more players to surround him with some talent. Time would tell for sure what's going to happen with that Suns team. And we see what happened to 76ers. It's like the Suns and 76ers almost have the same tail or tape. They trade away players. They try to acquire older players, vets. As we know, Paul George is out for the year, right, with the 76ers knee. And I saw something interesting with Paul George. The man just have an injury bug. Let me pull that up for you. So I went all the way back. I just went back to last year. So back in January, he was out with a groin. February knee, March knee, April knee, then October knee, November knee, November again knee, December undisclosed. Now we're going into this year. Groin in January, another ankle injury in January, another groin issue in January, illness in January, groin in March. Now he's out for the year in March with knee. And let's just go back to the 76ers. They never reached the point where they were trying to get to. They made to the conference finals and they lost to the Raptors, right? And now they just hit with the injury bug, especially when Embiid been out. He's out for a season. He dealt with injuries. It just seemed like the 76ers just fell apart at the seams. It just guys just couldn't stay healthy. They couldn't never get the guys on the court at the same time to put together a good stretch. And now they're looking at Paul George out for a season. And Paul George just been stealing pretty much. He been stealing money. He been injury prone. He haven't been on the court, and he came out a couple months ago criticizing, the team effort. Where is their priorities lie? He even stopped doing his podcast because he didn't want. I guess he didn't want to be a hypocrite. Like, oh, I'm doing a podcast on the side, but there's a lack of team effort. There's just a lack of everything with the 76ers too, with injuries and everything. So it's time for them to move on, trade Embiid. It seems like all these star players, they getting traded now. Trade Embiid, start with fresh because this is it. It's in the books. My question is for y'all, do y'all think this is Paul George last year with 76ers? Like, do we y'all ever see him suit up for the 76ers again? I think that's a question that need to be had. Time will tell if that will happen for him, because it's just unexcusable with all the injuries, and we look at Kawhi case. He dealt with injuries and sitting out, and nothing really flourishes for him with the Clippers. So it just seemed like a lot of these guys are just not, I won't say stealing money or not saying they're faking and nothing like that, but they just dealing with too many injuries to keep making the kind of money they are making with them. It's going to be interesting. The next NBA offseason will be interesting for sure to see how things get handled. Cause it's just these owners are getting tired of playing these players for not playing, for always being injured, for being out. The contracts that they have don't correlate to their playing time or what they're doing on the court. NBA teams are in a little stint here. And I was looking at the playoffs, the NBA playoffs. I was looking at the standings, and the Suns are ranked 11. I was very surprised. I wasn't surprised by that. I knew they've been going up and down against competition, but as it stands right now, the Suns are out. Who else is out? The Suns are out. Of course, the Kings are at 9. They on the cusp, and Clippers are 8. Minnesota at 7. So with the top teams like OKC, Houston, Denver, Memphis, and LA, it's going and Golden State. Look at Golden State, man. They got Jimmy Butler. It seemed like Jimmy Butler gave them some spinach like Popeyes, and they coming out here dominating. They coming out here and playing with their hearts out. You know, a lot of teams take notice to that heart that the Golden State are playing with, and I think going into playoffs, the Golden State Warriors will be a sleeper that people should not mess with. I know a lot of, especially Houston, they young, but the Golden State Warriors, they have veterans on there that be in the moment. So it's just like so many matchups I can see flipping because of some of these star power players, the veteran players they have over some of the young team. I don't care. I hope to see OKC finally get over the hump. We saw them get knocked out last year, right? And SGA is playing at MVP level. Shoot, he should win MVP, right? Well, how he been playing and putting up stats. So we gonna see with this upcoming season how these rankings gonna change. With the teams they have now, with OKC number 1, Houston number 2, Denver number 3, Memphis number 4, Lakers number 5, Golden State number 6, Timberwolves number 7, Clippers number 8. I think those are the teams that get in, to be honest. I think those are the teams that get in. I don't see the Kings making it, especially Dallas. They hunting for Nico right now. Nico can't come out of his house. PJ Washington, he came out today and he was like, man, y'all stop booing Nico. Stop trying to get him fired, you know, wherever. And we understand what you're trying to do, PJ. But Nico made his bed. He made his bed in Dallas. The Dallas fans want some answers. They want blood, right? They expecting somebody to get fired. Nico doing everything he can to move this team. The speculation that they trying to get him moved to Las Vegas. So they saying Nico doing everything he can to get this team moved from Dallas to LA. But time will tell for sure what's going to happen over there. Thank y'all for joining on TikTok. This is my first time streaming to TikTok. It's new. So y'all let me know how everything is and how the chat flowing. Y'all let me know. Y'all get in the chat and y'all send me some questions if I have some for me. But NBA is winding on now. It's time for these teams to get down to nitty-gritty. And we're gonna see what's gonna happen. We're gonna move on to some NFL. I actually have a video to show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see it on TikTok. I don't have it up on my screen for y'all. I'm gonna try to get that settled over in TikTok. I'm gonna try to see so y'all can see the videos and stuff. Well, it's about Cowboys. Micah Parsons and Lawrence going back and forth. Here it is.
My home. I made my home there. You know, my family lives there. You know, I'm forever going to be there. But, you know, I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So, yeah. We here.
We're here. DeMarcus Lawrence, welcome to the Seahawks. Thanks for joining us.
So, for the people over on TikTok, I pretty much played the video of DeMarcus Lawrence talking about Dallas. I can pull the quotes for y'all. Okay. So pretty much Dexter Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence, he said, Dallas is my home, but I know for sure I'm not going to win a Super Bowl there. So Micah Parsons took exception to that. Calling me, he said, this is what a rejection and envy look like. This is some clown-ish. Then DeMarcus came back and said, calling me a clown won't change the fact that I told the truth. Maybe you spent less time tweeting and more time winning. I wouldn't have left. Ooh, shots fired. Shots fired. Woo. So is DeMarcus Lawrence telling a lie? I don't think he's lying. I don't think he's lying at all. How this team been over the years, been unfocused, dysfunctional. then DeMarcus Lawrence telling the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. Because we saw last year Michael Parsons after a beatdown from New Orleans jumping on his podcast like, hey man, I never seen that like that before. Like he didn't play in that same game and got demolished too. And that's what I'm saying. Like, there's no accountability as Dallas. They over there tweeting, podcasting, going back and forth on social media. I forget which corner it was. I don't think it was Bland. I think it was the other guy. But he was talking noise to I forgot what receiver it was. But I think it was George Pickens or maybe like somebody like that. But you can see that's clearly, no accountability in that locker room. And what DeMarcus Lawrence said, I mean, of course they want to go win a Super Bowl. They're not even built to win a Super Bowl now because of old man Jerry, how he's building the team, on how he's going about it, right? So why Michael Parsons is upset that he's telling the truth? I know that's your team, but sometimes you just shouldn't say anything. Let that man have his word and go on about your day. Because now it making you look like a bigger fool because you come around here and say that's clownish when he just literally spoke the truth on it. And you want it out. Like you was contemplating like, man, I love, he was all hyping about the Eagles. So it kind of like, do you want to be there, Micah? You always talking about I don't care about being paid the highest, player at my position, blah, blah, blah. It's about winning, but I don't believe that from him. Because it was about winning. He won't run to a podcast after every loss. And it just starts at the top with Jerry and trickles down. Because this team is not ready to make that step. We saw Dallas in free agency. They didn't really make no big moves or big splash. I think the biggest move, for me was them getting Miles Sanders. They needed a running back bad. And maybe he can get back on track coming from Carolina. So it's just like the Cowboys, they just ride it on being the Cowboys, on the tradition. We them boys and everything. We were in the star on the helm. We were America's team. But they are not, they haven't made anything, no improvements that I have seen, even in free agency, to say that they're a Super Bowl contending team. They brought back Turpin. Okay, who's going to be a number 2 for CeeDee Lamb? CeeDee Lamb can't do it all by himself. The defense was a struggle last year. Is Diggs going to be focused, or he's all about the life outside the lifestyle? Is he going to be focused this coming up season? So right now, no, they're not winning the Super Bowl. I don't care how many Dallas Cowboys fans tell me, oh, we win the Super Bowl. We win it. Yeah, y'all say that every year and y'all stink every year. All right, let's be real. The Cowboys got too many holes on their team to even talk about Super Bowl. And for Micah to take an exception to that, that's ridiculous. Like, just don't say nothing at all because, like I say, he's telling the truth. Right? He's telling the truth. To Jerry Jones fits his rosters, which I don't see happening. Then they're going to continue to put it all on Dak. Put it all on that, like I said, and let him try to carry this team. Dak getting up in age. He can't be doing this. He can't be throwing for 4,000 yards, 20 plus touchdowns every year. He getting up there in age, man. He gonna need some help too. Dallas, y'all got a lot of work. Balls in y'all court. We're gonna see what y'all can do in the draft. We're gonna see. And from years prior, y'all probably not gonna do much. So there go the Dallas Cowboys going into next season. We're gonna see what y'all gonna do. Just Cowboys being the Cowboys. So we already seen most of these players leave and come to different teams in free agency. I think free agency was a couple days ago. And those very interesting key players like Devontae Adams going to the Rams, which I think was huge, which I like. You know, I mentioned that on the last show on how I think this team, if they can better defense, they can get the defense better, especially in the run game situation, then they're gonna be a problem. They're gonna be a huge problem because now, you know, they got the passing game. Stafford's back on board. We already know what Kyle Williams can do. So if the Rams can just put everything together, then they're gonna be a formidable team like last year. So it's something to look out for. But what stuck out to me in free agency was the Broncos. I think they won free agency because they bolstered their defense, right? They got a real linebacker in Greenlaw. They got Fumonga at safety. Evan Ingram, who's a very dang good tight end to help out the quarterback, to help out Bo Nix. And they got DJ Jones, defensive tackle, to help, you know, stop the run and everything else, you know, which they kind of struggle at. So I feel like the Broncos, they went out and got the key pieces they needed on defense. Now they just need to focus on getting that key offense set up. You know, Javonte Williams, he left the building. I forgot what team. No, he didn't go to the Cowboys, but I forgot where he went to. You know, that's not a totally huge loss because what we saw last year with the Bronco offense, they had undrafted running backs toting the rock for them last year. So they still have a lot of things to get in the draft. Maybe they can answer those problems at receiver. Cortland Sutton, he had injury issues. He's not the same guy like he used to be. You can't continue to count on Mims. I know he's a one-trick pony, pretty much a deep threat. They need to figure out how can they improve that wide receiver room, get better with the O-line. They did sign some guys in free agency to help out the O-line, but they need to continue on the offense side of the ball. If they're going to contend with the Chiefs, they're going to contend with the Chargers, you know, Ravens, you know, all the juggernauts. Well, the Chargers are not really juggernaut, but all the juggernauts in the AOC, they're going to have to put up points because we saw what happened when they went up against the Bills in the playoffs. It wasn't pretty, you know. So that tells you everything you need to know. They need to continue to give Bo Nix the weapons he needs, continue to pull him along. But I trust Sean Payton. That's what Sean Payton do. He always builds a good offensive team. That's not where, when he coaches, that's not where he lacks. They always fundamentally sound, especially O-line. He always get the receivers that fit his quarterback. We saw Drew Brees have his Michael Thomas, Colston, Devery Henderson, Robert Meacham. So he know what his quarterback needs, and he go out and get those tools. He go out and get those players to help his quarterback. And that's how I feel about Sean Payton, that he knows what he's doing. He like a mad chemist, right? He know what the mix. He know what to mix up in order to get the right product. And if they get a running back, well, I think I saw one mock draft that had Gentry going to the Broncos. That would be huge. I don't know what Broncos they picked, like 20 or something. I don't know if he'll fall that far. Unless I haven't looked at the draft picks, unless they got something closer up than that. Then I don't see him dropping that far unless they trade up. Now that'll be a huge upgrade over Javonte Williams and the undrafted running backs they had last year in the backfield. Because nobody saw the Broncos going from what they were from Nathaniel Hackett. He did a hat job with the Broncos, right? So he started with a pile of nothing, had Russell Wilson, old man Russell, right, trying to do things, work his magic back there. It didn't really work out for them. So now they're bringing a young guy. Well, Bo Nix not really young. He's young, old, you know. They bring him in, and now they figuring things out. They got him rolling, right? He was even in the running for the rookie of the year at one point. Everybody thought, like, man, Bo Nix might get this thing. But we saw what happened to Jaden Downs. He exploded, you know. So If it weren't for Jane Daniels, then Bo Nix probably won Rookie of the Year. So the Broncos have a lot of good bright spots right now for their team. And just them bringing in the 49ers defensive players, they're going to be a unit. You already know they're going to be flying around the field because that's what them 49 players do. They fly around the field. So, speaking of 49ers, they lost free agency. They are one of the losers in free agency. Do y'all agree? Do y'all agree? My boy Gatwood, he said, let me go. We also live on Instagram. He said he ain't gonna win a Super Bowl in Seattle either. No, he sure not. He sure not. And thanks for the oh shoot. What happened to my camera? Oh man, I got all right, my camera went down StreamYard. That's weird. All right, let me get back to it. I'm gonna try to fix that in a few minutes. But we saw what the 49ers did in free agency. They didn't do much of anything. They did bring back Kyle Kuzak. They let him go for a minute. I guess they'll try and work out a deal and everything. Then they finally figured it out. But they trade away Deebo Samuel. There we go. Look, I'm trying to do the show and fix my stuff over here. I don't have a producer or anybody else. I'm working this thing by myself right now, guys. So I'm glad y'all sticking with me. But they trade away Deebo Samuel to the Commanders, which everybody saw that. We kind of not seeing him getting traded to the Commanders, but we saw the writing on the wall for Deebo. He just wasn't the same player for them. He was complaining about targets. But when he got those targets, he didn't do much with them. And it just did. He was in the doghouse. Same with Brandon Ayuk. They paid Brandon Ayuk all that money. He got hurt last year, ACL. So they released Hargrave. He signed with Minnesota. Huge loss. They lost Leonard Floyd, pass rusher. He signed with Atlanta. That's a pretty big. Well, I wouldn't say he was the second. I want to say he led second in sacks. I want to say he was second in sacks. So that's a huge loss. He was second in sacks. They watched Travarius Ward signed with the Colts. I thought Colts had amazing free agencies too. They were sorry at corner. They got 2 corners to help them out. And Jordan Mason got traded to the Vikings. Yes, to the Vikings. So what's left for the 49ers? I mean, they lost a couple of old linemen too. Is this the Brock Purdy effect because they know they're gonna have to pay this guy? So they try and get rid of all these contracts. That's what it seemed to me. That's what it seemed like to me, that the 49ers are unloading and they gotta revamp this thing. It's not a rebuild. I wouldn't call it a rebuild. I'll call it a revamp because they had money that they need to move around. They need to get rid of. I think Deebo still cost them 20-something mil in dead cap this year. So they knew they had to make room for Brock Purdy. And I seen a number that gave to Brock Purdy. It was like it make him the 14th or 13th highest paid quarterback in the league. How people talk about Purdy, that's not gonna be good enough. They're gonna have to come harder than that, or go home. Or they say go harder, go home. They're gonna have to come harder than that, because I'm pretty sure Purdy looking for top 10 money, 9, 8, somewhere around there. So the 49ers are in a bind here because we know they have a history of drafting well. Can John Lynch continue that trend of drafting the right players? because I always felt like the 49ers where they struggle at corner, and they lost their best corner, and then they lost their best safety. So the back end is very vulnerable here. Very vulnerable. So I wonder, can they continue to hit on these draft picks for them in order to fill the holes? And that's hard to do in the NFL. Like the Eagles GM, he did an exceptional job of drafting. They're like, oh, he drafted all them Georgia players. He is the Philadelphia Bulldogs over there. But he did a exceptional job of drafting the guys they need. Well, we saw that kid in the Super Bowl. He was a rookie. Cooper DeJean have a pick six. And we saw Nolan Smith coming out the edge. I want to say he had a sack. And, of course, we saw big Jordan Davis, Moona Powell. And it just, he did a great job of filling holes and getting younger. All them guys on rookie contracts, getting younger on that defense side of the ball. Then putting the cherry on top of the icing with Saquon Barkley. So I'm looking at the 49ers draft picks. Let me see, can I pull this up? I wish I had it in front of me before then. But they're picking at 11. If they somehow can move up and get the corner from Michigan, I think that'll be huge. Or find a pass rusher. Because we thought Joey Bosa was going to 49ers to team up with his brother. You know, a lot of 49er fans was thinking that, but it didn't happen. He went to Buffalo. Buffalo definitely needed a pass rusher. So the 49ers pick 11. I think they're going to go defense here. I really think they need offensive weapons. RC, our 49er fan, 49ers guy, he think they have plenty of offense. I beg to differ. You know, they have what Greg Jennings is number 2 now, number 2 receiver. I just said his name. His name going blank, but he coming off ACL this season, so he still have to find his way. So Kill's older. I feel like they need some women. If they tend to pay Purdy, then they got to surround him with some weapons. They got to surround him with players, with playmakers that make his job a lot easier. And this is something that I think about when I talk to my other co-hosts. They're talking about paying quarterbacks. I just don't feel like you should pay a mediocre quarterback, a guy that's not even top 10. A lot of people have Purdy top 10. I think it's the system more than him. But I always say this, like, why do I have to pay a Sam Darnold? You saw the Vikings let him go. Why do I have to pay a Sam Darnold that might eventually hurt my team in the long run? Do Sam Darnold have enough tools to get me to where I need to go over the hump? No. So why do I need to pay him? They're like, well, who else gonna play a position? What other quarterback is gonna be in that you have in mind? Which is true too, but I just feel like you tie your hands behind your back when you pay the quarterbacks all this money. Because it just what T. Wright said. I love T. Wright. He always say, he said, man, put you in purgatory. Well, we saw the Vikings in purgatory. They got knocked out of the first round when they had Kirk Cousins and Justin Jefferson. That was a good team, but what did Kirk deserve all that? And look at him now. You know, Sam Darnold took the team to the playoffs and they got bounced. So it cripples your organization when you pay these guys, the quarterbacks, they're just not going to take you to the next level of what you're trying to get to. That's why Josh Allen deserves his money, because Josh Allen played with hardly nothing. He played with a rookie Keenan Coleman, played with an old man Amari Cooper, had no shoes Matt Collins, right? He had the 2 tight ends who they kind of had a bad year this year considered from previous year. So it's just like Josh Allen can elevate your team with hardly nothing. Lamar Jackson can elevate your team to hardly nothing. Lamar Jackson never really had no receivers until he got Zay Flowers, and he had the tight end Mark Andrews. So you expect me to pay Sam Darnold, Geno Smith? Geno Smith got traded. They're not going. Then Seattle blew it up because you're not gonna get to where you need to go with those type of guys. You pay your top caliber quarterbacks. You pay your Matthew Stafford. You pay Jaden Daniels when it comes up, because you know you have a fighting chance when they make up for the deficiencies in your team. Where you lack, they make up for it. So can Brock Purdy make up for what the 49ers are missing? A lot of people say, yeah. I bet it different. I just don't believe him. I just don't believe it. He can. No, Christian McCaffrey was the key to that Super Bowl run. And you see what happened when he got injured. Shout out to that 49ers O-line. Jordan Mason was a heck of a runner. Even that young kid, I want to say he was a rookie. I can't remember his name. He even came in. I think he had 100 yards behind that O-line. So when the O-line's not 100% great, when your running backs are no-namers, can Brock Purdy still move that offense? And last year, it showed me that he could not. In key situations, in key moments, he could not get it done. So that's all I'm saying. Hey, 49ers, I'm all for it. I'm a Saints fan. Look at us. We paid Derek Carr, and now we cuffed. We can't do nothing. We can't bring in nobody, right? We can't. We in cap hell. When we paid Derek Carr, it justified us. It justified it by we were thinking that maybe he'd take us to the next level. Like, okay, we're a Super Bowl team. We get a right quarterback, right? If we get the right quarterback on this team, then we can do something here. We can do something. But it shows if the quarterback is not right, if he's in the middle of the pack, then you're just stuck in purgatory. You up and down seasons. That's the Pittsburgh Steelers that went to Kenny Pickett. They made it to the playoffs. But that's all they got there. You know, they ain't have no hope once they made it. The Bills thrashed them. Same with Russell. Now what we looking at Russell? He's just not gonna be able to get the job done. He's too old. Maybe a young Russell would have got a job done, but this Russell, no. So guess what? Just still let him walk. Let him try another team. They try to get a younger quarterback, or they try to bring in Aaron Rodgers. Time will tell, but when you give quarterbacks all this money, it hinders your team. And you better have a dang good team when y'all pay these quarterbacks. You better have some young guys that know what they're doing. If not, y'all gonna be like the Saints. Y'all gonna be like the Cowboys. Y'all gonna be like Minnesota. And what interesting though, I forgot about this. What also interested me that the 49ers bring in Matt Jones. Do y'all think that's a signal to Brock Purdy? Somebody let me know in the chat if y'all think that's a signal to Brock Purdy. Then let me know. To me, it feels like a signal. Because, you know, the 49ers, they wanted Matt Jones a couple years back in the draft. They wanted Matt Jones in the draft. But they took Trey Lance, right? They took Trey Lance. So now they have time to make up for that mistake they had in the draft and really get the guy they really want. Because what Matt Jones is really like a Brock Purdy in the right situation. Because those are game managers. Not game managers. It's not a bad term, but in this aspect, you know, we can plug Matt Jones in there. He can get the job done too. So it's like, do we want to pay Brock Purdy all this money and hinder our team, or use Matt Jones and see can we I feel like they got the same tools. You saw when Matt Jones went in for Trevor Lawrence or Jacksonville, they moved the ball down. I feel like they didn't struggle that much. They struggled here and there, but did a pretty solid job. So it's just an interesting dynamic here that the 49ers bring a guy they wanted in the draft into the camp where they got paid Brock Purdy. So I wonder if they trying to, use some type of psychological, advantage with Brock, by bringing in Matt Jones. Who knows? But that's another team to keep your eye on in the off, especially in this coming up season, especially in the draft too. What they gonna do? Because they got a lot of holes with that team. The Bengals, they signed T. Higgins and Jamar Chase. I ain't put their numbers for you. I always lose them in my notes. I don't know. I got a lot of notes in my phone. All right. Jamar Chase signed 4 years, $161 million, $112 guaranteed. T. Higgins signed 4 years, $115 with the first 2 years guaranteed. How do y'all feel about that? I think it's well deserved. I never seen two receivers get paid before, so it's kind of interesting. But T. Higgins is definitely a key factor in that offense. We saw when Jamar, when he went down, T. Higgins, the games they missed him, the offense just didn't look right because now people keying in Jamar Chase. I mean, he's a incredible athlete, a incredible receiver. He he still put up his yards and his touchdowns, but the offense just wasn't moving the same because they were keying in on Jamar Chase. Even though they had Micah, they're just Mike isn't a world beater, and they had Chase Brown a running back. But when T. Higgins came back and played in those games, you saw the offense jump up. You saw them move the ball a lot better, even to a point where the Bengals are one game away from making the playoffs. And if they would have got in, they would have been a dangerous team. But the Bengals got a lot to build on. They like I said, the receiver core is set now. I feel like they still need a third receiver, another running back to go with Chase Brown. I think can't remember the other running back name that helped out Chase Brown, but they just need to figure out the defense. The defense is a liability. They let a lot of veterans go last offseason. So they just need to re-up, get some corners, get another safety, definitely get some linebackers. They need a little bit of everything on defense side of the ball. And definitely fix the number one thing though, if I were to be, I'm fixing my O-line. I'm getting tired of Joe Burrow getting hurt. He's getting hit way too much. So first thing we do, let's fix the O-line. Then we'll tackle on the defense. But they gotta figure out how to set the line, because the year they went to Super Bowl versus the Rams, they had the 24th ranked O-line. That's unacceptable. I don't know how Joe Burrow made that far with that O-line, but that's how bad the O-line was versus the Rams in the Super Bowl. It was 24th ranked. That's incredible to make it that far. I know, even though they had Joe Mixon to help out the O-line, and that's what I'm saying. Chase Brown, he not a scrub, but Chase Brown ain't Joe Mixon. He couldn't help out that. Chase Brown couldn't help out that O-line. So it's crazy to me that the O-line suck and they still putting up numbers like that. They're still putting up numbers. So let's fix the O-line and let's fix that defense, and they could be in the Super Bowl. If they can just get everything to mesh well, then they're a team to contend with. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people putting Jalen Hurts over Joe Burrow. I think Joe Burrow is all world. He do way more things for his team, in my opinion, because without him, it just don't go. It's just like when Jalen Hurts had all the receivers, the best O-line, best running back, I feel like Joe Burrow at least had the best O-line and maybe a subpar defense. He don't have to have a top tier defense guy. He can go point for point with you. Then that's a great quarterback. And that's why I was talking about earlier about paying these quarterbacks. When you have a great quarterback, they hide deficiencies in your team. They like mask it. They like put a band-aid over it because those guys can overcome what your team is lacking. And when you have guys like that, you pay them, not the other way around. Just because you have money, you gotta pay somebody. Don't mean you need to pay them. I get it. You gotta find no quarterback, but you get the gist of it, right? You get the gist of it. So if the Bengals just figure this out, then they can beat the Ravens. I want to say the Ravens, I think they split, if I'm not mistaken. If the Bengals get everything together, then I feel like they might be the number one team in that division in the AFC North. It could be the Bengals, Ravens, Steelers, Browns. Who knows? We'll see. Man, I'm just ready for football. I don't know what y'all. I'm waiting for football. You see, I have my Cubs hat on, right? I'm a Cubs fan. So like baseball coming up cool. They entertain me for a while. But I just miss football. We have the AFL or something like that. I can't think of it. I don't know. I'm trying to find a team to root for because I need some football, man. And I know women's football. I saw something on ESPN. Well, not ESPN. It was on IG. I think that's huge for them. Cause I don't know too much about women's football, but they said that the WNFC secures media deal with ESPN to air their 2025 Cup Championship game. That's huge for them, for the women. So maybe I can, Mississippi do have a women's football team. I think it's called Mississippi Panthers. So maybe I root for them. I don't know. I just need some football. And we have college basketball brackets coming up, March Madness. I'm not a really big college basketball guy, but I might still do the bracket and see what happens. I might win some money. I don't know. So there was something happened. I guess this news not making the news per se. I saw it on X. So let me bring this up. I thought it was very interesting. What happened? I'll play it for you. TikTok, I don't get it right now. On next time I have it set up so y'all can see the videos I play.
Feelings. So you're physically hurt, but you're not thinking of my mental, right? They're going off of one angle. A couple times hitting her, my baton got stuck behind her back like this and it rolled up her back. I lost my balance, and when I pumped my arms again, she got hit. I know my intentions, and I would never hit somebody on purpose. They're assuming my character, calling me ghetto, racist slurs, death threats, all of this just because of a 9-second video.
All right, so for people on TikTok, y'all can go check it out over there. I'm pretty sure it's up there. Miss Everett is a high schooler, has been charged with assault and battery after hitting Kaylin Tucker in the head with a baton during the race. So basically, the girls was losing. She was behind the run. She was behind the runners in front of her, and she got close enough where she reached out and hit the girl in the head with a baton. So she's saying that it was an accident, but the video clearly shows that she just wrapped the girl with the baton. I guess because she was losing. She was being a sore loser. So she was charged with assault and battery. How do y'all feel about, like, if something happened in a sport and some violence break out, say a fight or something? Should that player be charged with a crime? To me, I'm kind of like in the middle of it. That was a weapon, baton. She bopped the girl in the head, and the girl grabbed the head. So it's just like, what make a player be that mad about losing to rap somebody with a baton or some sort of weapon? Like, that's crazy to me. And now she's saying that she slipped, that it was an accident, but like I said, the video clear shows she did it on purpose. So do y'all feel like it should be a crime for something that happened in an athletic sport to be charged? Like I said, I've seen a lot of fights happen that, people just walk away from. Saw people get hit with chairs. And it's just like, man, it was like it's just in the heat of the moment type thing. We saw Myles Garrett hit Mason Rudolph with a helmet, right? I don't remember him getting charged with a crime. Assault Barry, that's a weapon. You can kill somebody. You see how big Myles Garrett is? That dude got guns. So he take the helmet and just wrap the guy right on top of the head. Pow. Mason Rudolph, he didn't drop, but he like ducked his head down. So it's just unacceptable. I know the people they harassing her and stuff. Maybe that's a hard lesson learned for her for using violence and frustration out on another player. Like, there's no need for that. There's no place for that in sports. I get the fighting, what we see fighting in hockey. I get the fisticuffs type stuff, but any type of weapon, once you pick up a weapon, I can see why you get charged with something, because you can potentially hurt that player. I see people get punched in the face and get knocked out and hit the head on the ground. But at least we using our fists. We fighting like a man or a woman with our fists, not with weapons. So I don't know. I don't want to know. I want to use the word I feel for her, but like, man, you just gotta do a better job of controlling your emotions. Like, a sport is not worth you getting a charge for, especially with a weapon. If you felt like you were losing, then you need to do something about that. You need to train harder, do something off of the field to get better as an athlete. Not get mad because you're losing a race to another competitor. Like, that's childish. That's unacceptable. That's immature. That's something that you need to figure out within yourself. Like, okay, why do I have such anger about losing? Like, it's because I didn't put enough work in, that I feel like I'm not good enough to be on the same field as that person. Like, that gotta be some type of jealousy or bias or or something against that person to do something like that. And I get it, like, in the heat of the moment, like I said, especially in basketball court, I get there's plenty of times where I got into it with other athletes. Never really fought, but got into the face. We said some words, blah blah blah, that type of junk. But I don't think I never grab a weapon and try to like hurt another player intentionally like that. That's just crazy to me. And now she reaping what she sowed. And a lot of these athletes gotta understand this, especially young athletes. You reap what you sow. That's consequences to the things you do, things you say, how you carry yourself, how you go about the way you do things. That's consequences. People gonna talk. People gonna come to you. And just like her, people are here in inbox, saying all these bad things and mean things to her. Well, you bought this. I'm not saying these people are right, but you brought this on yourself, on the way on the way you acted when you published showing sportsmanship. To me, sportsmanship is almost like a lost art. People don't really have it. So that was trending on Twitter. Might have been trending on TikTok. Y'all can check the video out of the girl hitting the comparator, the other sprinter, with a baton. And it's uncalled for. Like, stuff like that is just unacceptable. All right, let's move on. We are brought to you by Swift Energy. I always lose my promo card. I need to put somewhere I can find this thing. We are brought to you by Swift Energy. Use our code VOF13 and a little pick me up before you go to gym, before you do a podcast, right? And before you do anything, you might not get enough sleep at night. Use Swift Energy. Use the code VOF13, get 25% off. And get your little pick me up. Everybody needs some here and there sometimes. I know I do. Last night I didn't sleep that well. I don't know what it is, but I was tossing and turning like crazy. Just didn't sleep that well. So I need a little pick me up this morning to get myself right. All right. Let's go to the end. Let's go to sports news. Derek Stingley Jr. has agreed to 3-year, $90 million. $89 million guaranteed. Texans paid the right guy. Dude's a shutdown corner. You need guys like that. Especially in a pass-happy league. You need guys to step up, take on the number one on the island, and shut them down. And Derek Stingley is that guy. Dude's a monster. Dude's a beast. Yeah, I already said that. Jets released CJ Mosley. Interesting, Jets. Interesting. Aaron Glenn, he coming in there to turn things around to get the Jets back on track after Robert Saleh got fired and everything. It was just a mess down there. I don't know anybody who would take the Jets job and be like, yes, I could turn this around, especially with Woody as the owner. Come on, man. Woody almost just as bad as Jerry Jones. Woody just running off personnel, running off coaches, running off players. How you expect me to coach or do my job when you constantly down my back? That's Woody Allen right there and Jerry Jones. Them guys just don't know how to be GMs and let guys do their job. It's crazy to me. So England, they released CJ Mosley. So I'm curious to see how they're gonna be this coming season. That's something to keep your eyes on. Justin Fields is the quarterback. Did y'all ever think Justin Fields go to the Jets? Like, what do they have in common? Like, what? I want you to know who's the OC of the Jets is right now. I'll have to look that up. But I never thought Justin Fields would be the right fit for the Jets. I know he don't have a lot of pickings, but if I had to choose between the Jets and Steelers, I'm staying with the Steelers. At least the players have my back there. So it's just maybe just still take a quarterback. Who knows? People talking about Shador. It's not a franchise quarterback. The sense is still out there that Cam Ward goes number one. In my opinion, I think Shador is a better quarterback than Cam Ward. That's just my opinion. I feel like Shador, he had a bad O-line. He had to deal with a lot of adversity. I know a lot of people don't like his flamboyantness, his outspokenness, his demeanor, the way he flaunts and go about ranting and raving about, the Selly and the rich, the money and everything. I know y'all like all that, but the dude can play, man. Maybe with the right coach, he can calm him down a little bit. I know coaches talk about how they like a cool, calm, and collective quarterback, not the one that get all emotional. And I feel like Shador is cool, calm, and collective. He know how to ring your bats on because he talks ish after the game. You don't really see much talking during the game. He talks ish after the game, and that's fine. That's a comparator to being a competitor. As long as he locked in and focused during the game, then it should be okay. His mentor is TB12. I mean, that's the best guy to be mentored by. So whoever gets your door, I hope he goes to a good organization. And we know what Tom Brady is there with the Raiders right now. So we might see him go there. I would love for him to fall to us at the Saints. Derek Carr, we just gotta get rid of him. We stuck, but he got to sit the bench or something. I wouldn't mind against Shador with the Saints. The Browns need the quarterback. They were talking about the Browns had a talk with Russell Wilson. Like, Browns, I just need a quarterback. Russell Wilson is not the guy there. You know, Watson took a pay cut. He's trying to stay. They just need a quarterback. Maybe they get Cam Ward. Who knows? All I know is the Browns already have a defense set up. So they just need to get a guy in there and fix the whole line. Then that'd be totally better, in my opinion. I know they're gonna be fighting uphill in the AFC North division, but if they get a solid quarterback, then they in there. But I don't think Russell Wilson is the way to go. Russell Wilson, to me, is just a backup quarterback now. That's all he is to me. All right, so I got the highlight of the day. I found something that's kind of lighthearted. Something that we just don't see all the time. We always see in pro videos and stuff. So I chose something from high school. Here we go. The people on TikTok, bro, hit a buzzer beater half court. And I have been part of a buzzer beater before. It was crazy, right? It was crazy to be on that end of a buzzer beater, to see your teammate hit shot. Dustin here, he'll tell you the story. But basically, I fouled out in fourth quarter. I was the leading scorer on my team in high school. Fouled out, and I forgot what team we were playing against. Some scrub team. Came in the team. It should have never been that close from the get-go. But Camry, he catches the ball on the inbound, turn around, fade away, knocks it down. In front of the buzzer. And we just go wild. All the fans ran on the court, players jumping up and down. I actually ran over a kid. It's crazy. The kid, like, I'm running towards Camry, and the kid ran in front of me. I just like shoved him down. I don't even know who the kid was. I wish I could remember. I wish I would pay attention to who I was shoving down. It might have been Zach. He was a small kid. So he ran in front of me. I like shoved him down. I like jumped over him, and I like jumped on top of Camry and jumped. I was just like, it was crazy, man. It was maddening. And it was a great experience. You ever been on that side of a buzzer beater? I mean, you can't beat it. It's just, I never forget that play, because the gym just went crazy. Everybody, you just see people piling out of the stands onto the court. I'm just trying to get to my boy Camry. Sorry, I don't know who the kid was, but sorry to you. Sorry that you got in front of a machine like me. I just range you over. Well, it was a great time. Man, I miss playing sports. I love it. But yeah, I did catch. Women football is back. I think they start their season in a couple of days. So if y'all want to watch some football, check out the women's football. Give them support, and pick a team and root for them. All right, time to show you some merch. I got a little something. Before we come to a close. We got our Eagles Playmaker shirt over in the merch shop. You love Jalen. We got Jalen on there. We got AJ Brown, Saquon. We even got Saquon jumping backwards over a player. We saw that play happen. So we got some good merch on our website there. We also have our Jalen Hurts motivation quote tee. Rent is due every day. It sure is. I get up and go work every day. Got rent is due. And rain, sleet, or snow, Eagles train to go. You either win or you learn. That's right. I ain't hungry. I'm starving for this ish. That's right. I ain't hungry. I'm starving, bro. Starving to get there. So we got that in the merch shop. And we have Josh Allen, They Hate Greatness, and also Joe Burrow, They Hate Greatness T, all in the merch shop. I can put that in the notes for you if you want to check it out. I keep forgetting TikTok that y'all can't see none of this. I'm gonna get it figured out. Like, man, it's gonna be weird because it's gonna show you my face twice, but we gonna work it out. I'll figure something out. This is just a test run, TikTok. Y'all come back now. All right, yeah, y'all come back. Like the TikTok page. Follow us for more content. And I promise you, it will get better. It will get better. I never did this right here, but shout out to Gatwood. He's the NFL game pitch champion. He is the NFL game pitch champion. He finished with 174.84. He came in first. T Wright with 171.87 came in second. Randy 169 came in third. Me Swift came in fourth with 169. Flowers 166. Fifth. RC 162.6. RC came in dead last. And I'm gonna tell you why he came in dead last. Because he kept picking on stinking 49ers, right? He's a 49 fan. He's like, oh, pick against my team. I can handle a couple of losses. Like, bro, you don't understand, no losses add up, right? They add up, and that's why he came in last. We usually do a pie in the face for the person that come in last in NFL game pits. But, some people got to be party poopers, I might do a pie attack when they not looking, go in with a pie just because they lost. But we're gonna think of something else. Put in the chat what we should do to a loser who losing NFL game picks. I need some ideas. But next year we're gonna do a championship belt for the winner, right? A title belt for the winner, whoever coming first in NFL game picks, just to make things more fun, more competitive. Cause we all play sports on this panel, and we just love the competition. Thank y'all guys for tuning in to the show. We'll not be back next week. Be on vacation, so I might find a sub to run the show for me. Maybe Randy or boys in Canada. They do Voice of the Fans in Canada out there, so maybe Randy will come in and do the show. Or who knows? I don't know. We'll see. But I will be on vacation next week. And shout out to the Slide Podcast, rocking the merch tonight. Coach AP, love y'all guys over there. So again, thank y'all for tuning in the show. See us again, same time, same channel. We out of here.